A pleasant afternoon to each and every one of you. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from my paradise in our territory, Tortola, the British Virgin Islands. You're watching 284 Media as the territory of the Virgin Islands really continues to traverse through the very difficult times. We're paying special attention in the upcoming week to pay attention to our farmers and fishers. Of course, we observing the local farmers and fishers and farmers that is, week that is coming up next week. And joining us is Director of the Department of Fisheries and Agriculture, Mr. Theodore James. He's going to talk all about the upcoming event as well as the prospect of honoring some of the most long-standing persons who have been really contributing to this specific part of our economy. All this and so much more when 284 Media returns.
The wind.
What in the hell?
I'm freaking out.
Is about these people.
It's always a pleasure coming to you live and direct from the
What's poppin'? What's really good?
Davis has won it for the Lakers.
viewers. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We are live and direct. Mr. James, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and welcome to 284 Media.
Thank you for having me.
Now, as mentioned, the Department of Fisheries and Agriculture, for which you are the director, is embarking on yet another event that is going to showcase the prospects and what really we have to offer here in the territory of the Virgin Islands as it pertains to fisheries and agriculture. Before we get into this event that's coming up, I want to talk a little bit about the history. We've seen some changes. We've seen a little bit of a hiatus as it pertains to the actual fair, the agriculture fair that we're so accustomed to. If I'm correct, in 2015, that was the last agriculture fair, and then in 2019, we transitioned. But I want to talk about that journey. Can you clarify that for us and break it down?
Sure. In 2015, we were celebrating Farmers Week. That was the last major event we had. In 2016, there was scheduled to be another Farmers Week celebration. But because of the droughts at that time, we decided it would be important to postpone it and not have it. Since then, we haven't had a Farmers Week. Now, a part of the journey in 2018, the cabinet at the time made a decision to merge the fisheries unit of the Conservation and Fisheries Department and join it with the Agriculture Department, which now is the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries. So now that we have joined together as one department, we have recognized that it's time to get back on the scene. We recognize we were down since 2017 with the hurricanes, and now that we are together, it just makes sense to come together as a department, as a territory in support of our farmers and fishers with the Farmers and Fishers Week coming up.
Wonderful. Now tell us about the upcoming Farmers and Fishers Week. What can we expect?
Well, as I said, we have been down since the hurricanes of 2017. And one of the things that inspired the theme is how we as a people, as a Virgin Islands people, we rise regardless of the challenges. So the theme is restore, increase, sustain, and educate. Acronym RISE. We are rising to the challenge. We are rising regardless of the challenges we are facing. Some persons, their vessels were damaged in the hurricanes and they are now getting back up on their feet.
Yeah.
A lot of farmers lost a lot of their housing. And slowly but surely we are getting back there. So this will be a week in support of our farmers and fishers who continue to do the work, who continue, regardless of the challenges, rising. They continue to rise regardless of the challenge. So we are supporting them on this journey.
Wonderful. Now, I know we're going to have a number of farmers and fishers there. We're also expected to have vendors and entertainment. What I understand, of course, is this is not in any way what we are accustomed to. This is a scaled-down event, of course, taking into consideration the protocols, the health and safety protocols, all, of course, which will be observed, but still giving an opportunity for the farmers and fishers to present their products. In addition to that, you and your team are expected to honor some long-standing persons who've contributed. Can you give us a little bit of an insight, maybe not too much, but tell us about that aspect and why you and your department have chosen to signify and really set aside some time to honor persons?
Yes. The reality is, and in honoring, we have decided to go out there and do some short videos showing the people of the territory what our farmers and fishers are doing. It is very important that we shed light on them because of the work that they do. When we were all shut down for COVID-19, it was important that our farmers continued farming. It was important that our fishers continued to fish. Many persons weren't able to get out again to the supermarkets, but our fishers and farmers pulled together. Yeah. And for many of them, we sent out a list of phone numbers. Many of the fishers were able to go out, catch, and bring in fish for not only their clients, their usual standing clients, but again to feed the majority of persons who really and truly wanted that level of fresh food coming in. So it just makes sense to showcase what they are doing and what they have been doing from since the hurricanes to through the pandemic. So we are honoring them by showing the territory what they have been doing, the resilience, their ingenuity, regardless of the challenges that they are coming forward.
Absolutely. Now, you spoke about somewhat of the plight of farmers and fishers, of course, since the onset of and post Hurricanes Irma and Maria to now experiencing COVID. They have experienced a number of challenges. But I really want to talk about us really supporting our farmers and fishers as a territory. When you look at the product and the offerings of both farmers and fishers, how important is it for local residents to support our farmers and fishers, and what can we do to increase that support?
Yes, that's a very good question. It is important to support our farmers and fishers, not only because it's their talent, it's their craft, but it does something for us as a people. When we look at farming and fishing, we are also looking at food that is not only fresh, it is local. This is from our ocean, our land. Many of us don't know where our food comes from. Most of our food is imported. And in supporting them also, what we are asking the entire territory to do is, if you have backyard, space in your backyard, begin to plant, begin to do things that are going to help you not only physically, but also spiritually, mentally grow. And that's what farming and fishing does.
Of course.
It's a sense of therapy. It is where you are able to, how should I put it, reduce the spending you might have on goods coming in. When you compare a local produce from many of the produce coming in, the local produce more or less stand the test of time. It doesn't spoil as quickly. So in support, we are asking persons, if you have a balcony space, it's time to begin planting things around your home. Encourage your children, your husbands, your wives to be active in the ground, to be active even at sea. If you have a vessel, we are asking persons who are fishing, if you are doing it illegally, to come into the department, register your vessel, let us know what you are able to do. And we are able to work with you to see how best you can get out there, fish for your family. Yeah. It is something that we need to also look into passing on our traditions, not only to ourselves, but to our children. And that is one of the ways we can get out there and help the industry.
I definitely understand it. And speaking of encouragement, Mr. James, I have to touch, as director, what encouragement would you give to the actual fishers and farmers? And the reason I ask that is because over the years, again, they have faced many challenges when it comes to agriculture, lack of water. At the Parikita site, we see our minister really solidifying and trying his best in his efforts to support that aspect. We do not have a local fisheries, which the territory has been accustomed to for a number of years. That was lost in the 2017 hurricanes. When it comes to fishers and farmers and their struggle of just maintaining and trying to earn a living and really grow their products, what encouragement as director would you give to them?
What I can say is, from the government perspective, In regards to the water infrastructure at Paraquita Bay, and again, it might be outside of Paraquita Bay as well.
Yes.
What we can say is continue to fight the good fight of faith. The Department of Water and Sewage, Natural Resources and Labor, Ministry of Education, the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, we are working together right now as we speak to bring water into Paraquita Bay that it will be more consistent. We are re-evaluating the present system. A lot of work has been done so far. I think all the ministers basically are in support. Well, all the ministers are in support, and many of our ministers have already put a lot of resources in. So the work that water and sewage that we all are doing, it is to recognize that there might be some piping that is leaking under the earth. We are replacing a lot of the piping. We are running new lines to plots, and we are setting the system up where the system will yield much more pressure, much more water. Have some patience with us, because it's a lot of things that we are doing in the mix to try to bring something much more consistent to farmers. In regards to our fishers, we recognize a lot of fishers might still need engines and stuff. And I think it was last year the stimulus package also went out to many of our farmers and fishers. So let us use that money wisely and go out there and get back those engines, purchase the engines, fix the vessels. It is something that our government is adamant on, because we recognize the need to have fresh local produce and fish for all of us to eat. So be patient with us as we do our best to ensure that the infrastructure is what it needs to be in order for you to get things done.
Thank you so much for clarifying. I was about to ask you, what does fight the good fight mean? But I think you alluded to patience. When we speak of agriculture and we look holistically across our territory, some may say that agriculture is dead. Some may say that persons are not interested in it. Some may say that it's not being taught in the schools, that we're not really fostering that level of interest in agriculture, but it is very, very important. When you look at food security, as Director of Fisheries and Agriculture, what do we need to do as regular citizens to take us to the next level? When we compare ourselves, and it might not be a accurate or good enough comparison, but when we look at ourselves and compare ourselves to other Caribbean islands who do this on a regular basis, we do a lot of import. How can we now transition to the next level, and what should we be paying more attention to as it pertains to food security in the Virgin Islands?
Wonderful question, Ron. When it comes to food security in the Virgin Islands and what we need to be doing now as a people, and if we are looking around the Caribbean and seeing what's going on, and I've said it earlier, it is important that we begin to look at the present lands that we have, what we own. If we are persons who own a lot of land, and it's not earmarked for development anytime soon, there is reason to go and, let's say, purchase fruit trees, create orchards, also work around your yard, the backyard gardens. Again, a lot of landscaping needs to be done. So why not increase your property value by landscaping, not only with flowers, but landscape with a vegetable garden, landscape with a few fruit trees. That also brings value to your property. If we are apartment dwellers, it is very important, again, why go to the supermarket and buy rosemary? Why buy thyme? These things can be grown inside your house. These can be grown on your porch. So there are a lot of things we can do to minimize what we are bringing in, and to also ensure that what we have in front of us is healthy, is local, is fresh. One of the things you pointed on was the education. We know throughout the Caribbean there might be CXC examinations that entails agricultural science. It is something that we are in conversation with HLSCC. It is something that the Elmo Stout High School have been doing, the Seventh-day Adventists. Agriculture is a part of their programs, the natural sciences programs. And it is something that we're going to be developing in the future, where we can get back into the schools. As a matter of fact, on the Wednesday next week, and we're going to go through the list starting from the Sunday to the Saturday, we are also having a point in the schedule, the Farmers and Fishers Week, where we are focusing on the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School. From last year, the department has been working with the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School. This year, we are bringing it to light on what we have been doing, what the community has been doing to assist the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School. There are many other schools we have there that we're going to begin to go back, look at this present structure, see what we can do, and from Jos Van Dyke to Anegada, we're going to see how best we can get back into our schools.
Wonderful. Viewers, once again, Farmers and Fishers Week 2021 is coming to you back once again to really solidify and support the farmers and fishers here in the territory to offer their products. And of course, for us as residents, it's an opportunity for us to support them. The flyer that's being shown, obviously, you can take note of that and make sure that you come out and support. The event is going to be being held on April 25th, which begins on a Sunday, to May 1st, which is a Saturday. And we want to encourage persons again to come out and support. Director James, before we leave, please give the viewing audience one closing remark as it pertains to our holistic approach in supporting our farmers and fishers, and particularly in support of this event.
What I will say just quickly is on Sunday, this Sunday, the 25th, we'll be starting out with a church service at the New Testament Church of God in Bargers Bay. At that same afternoon at 12 p.m., the minister will be opening the week virtually. We're going to be having radio quizzes from the Monday throughout the Friday every morning to ensure that our children get the opportunity to win a few prizes. On the Monday, we will be at the Bargers Bay Wharf, where we'll be renaming the wharf in honor of the late Honorable Omar Hodge. On the Tuesday, we'll be having a panel discussion in regards to the future of food production. Can the Virgin Islands rise to the challenge? So we'll be having a panel discussion on that day. On Wednesday, we'll be featuring a lot of the events on Facebook. Our farmers, our fishers who will be representing, we will be featuring them on Facebook. On Thursday, we'll have the School Garden Initiative. Again, that's with the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School, and we'll be moving on from there. On the Friday, we'll be having the opening ceremony for the pound. We know a lot of stray animals have been causing havoc throughout the territory. We'll be getting ready to start back our program in capturing the stray animals, as well as educating farmers on the damages and the things that we need to do to ensure that our animals are safe. All right, we'll be having a dessert competition. HLSCC, different schools in the territory coming together to have that dessert competition. On Saturday, we'll be having a petting zoo and a few displays where we'll be teaching persons how to make fish pots, how to fillet fish, properly clean fish. Again, a fish soup competition that will be on the Saturday. And the reality is, we just want persons to come out and support the event, support our farmers, support our fishers. It is very important that we also understand how to deal with our plants and vegetables, how to graft in early. We'll be having those display on the Saturday as well.
Wonderful. Viewers, that is all the time we have. And again, we encourage you to support the 2021 Farmers and Fishers Week that will be held from April 25th to May 1st. That's all the time we have, but that is not all the content. Be sure to stick to our website and our Facebook page for more content, as well as Instagram at Twitter at 284BVI. Tune in at 6 p.m. today, where my colleague Jovan Wilson and I will be bringing you the latest happenings, both locally, regionally, and internationally. That's all the time we have. I'm Ron Grant. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.